Hi, it's Terry Edwards here, Renegade Recruiter. We're the guys that recruitment and search firms come to when they want to scale the business, want to make more placements at higher fees and fewer headaches. I'm going to share something with you. It's kind of the 7 key things that you must do as a recruitment and search business owners if you want to increase your fees, if you want to increase your sales. So 7 key things. Look, over the years, Drew and I, we've had the pleasure of working with recruitment and search business owners from all over the world, thousands of recruitment and search businesses from all the world. And one thing that we notice is that successful recruiters kind of do things, do certain things, and that's really what I want to share with you. These 7 key things that the top billers from around the world doing. The first one is consistency. So one of the things we do with our clients is we share with them how to generate more leads, and we share with them things such as paid advertising, direct mail, email marketing, and so on. But here's what we find sometimes. They will embark on a marketing campaign, be it direct mail or paid advertising, and they will get some leads in. They get the leads and they convert some of those leads into clients, and then they stop the marketing. And the moment they stop, of course, the leads dry up. But what we find is really successful recruiters, what they tend to do, they're consistent. So they get the leads in, and one of the things that we would encourage you to do is to get more leads than you can actually handle. Because the benefit of that is, what that means is that you decide who you work with and when and for what fee, rather than the other way around. Because if you've got more leads and more sales inquiries and more clients wanting to pay you a retainer or work with you exclusively, that's a position you want to be, because then you're eliminating that desperation. But the only way to do that is to be consistent. The next one is routine. I was talking to a client only earlier on today, and they were showing me what they do is these 2 guys, between them, they bill just under $1 million a year. Just two guys, and they're billing just over $1 million in search fees. But one of the things they do, they've got a routine. They know exactly what they're doing every hour of the day because they block these things out and they stick to this routine. They've got a time for speaking to clients. They've got a time for implementing the marketing. They've got time for speaking to candidates. They've got time for interviews, and they block everything out, and they've just got this routine that they absolutely adhere to, and they don't deviate it from at all. So we find that with the real top billers. They have a routine that they know that works for them, and they kind of stick to it. The next one is what we call mental input. I remember years ago reading a personal development book, and one of the things I remember reading is that your mind is like if you imagine a perfectly kept lawn, and a perfectly kept lawn where it's been weeded and it's trimmed and everything, and it looks absolutely beautiful, and your mind is exactly the same. What I mean by that is if you don't feed your mind with positive input, it will become overgrown with weeds. It will become overgrown with negative thoughts and which do nothing to help you at all. And the real top billers, what we find is they have something called mental inputs. They stay inspired. So they read inspirational books. They read inspirational podcasts or audio books. They go onto YouTube and find something that's inspirational, but they feed their mind with positive information, which of course has an impact on them. I remember one particular client, one of the things that he does when he's just before he goes to bed, every night before he goes to bed, he listens to comedy for about 30 minutes. And he said, what a great way to go to sleep with something that's making you smile before you go to bed. And he said that whenever he doesn't do that, he noticed a difference the next day. What are you doing in terms of mental input? Next one is environment. And what I mean by that is not just where you live, but also where you work. So if you're surrounded by loads of paper and your office is a mess, and perhaps it's a grubby office, at a level that's going to affect you. And once it's affecting you, it's then affecting the way that you're communicating to your clients and your candidates. So you need to be aware of that. So working on your environment, and again, we found with the real top billers, they're aware of this, and they will make sure they have an environment that supports what they're doing and gets them in the right mindset. The next one is people. In a nutshell, find people who will push you towards your goals. Imagine for a second you knew somebody that had a drink problem, and in fact they admitted that they were alcoholic, and they said that they're going to go on the wagon and they're not going to drink again, but they're still going to go to the bar or wherever and meet their friends that they always got drunk with previously. You kind of look at them and go, well, why would you do that? You really need to be perhaps socialising with people who don't drink or who are doing other things, because relying on willpower probably isn't a good idea. And the same is for you as well. If you're associating with people that perhaps aren't pushing towards your goals, that's not going to serve you. And what we found with the real top billers is that they tend to associate with people who are going to push them towards their goal. And the last one is sleep and exercise, which you can call it biology really, but if you think about it, you know what it's like if you haven't had enough sleep. You know what it's like if you exercise on a regular basis and for whatever reason you don't exercise. And again, the way that you communicate to your clients and candidates is impacting, all because of your biology, or because you know if you haven't had enough sleep and you feel groggy. We've all been there for whatever reason. And again, with the real top billers, they're aware of this and they will monitor their sleep and they monitor their exercise. So just to recap, consistency, routine, mental input, environment, people, sleep and exercise. You get those absolutely right. They're what the top billers get absolutely right, which ultimately results in them having outstanding businesses. And I just wanted to share that with you. Look, if you're an owner or director of a recruitment search business and you'd like to discover how to get the type of routine you need and that consistency and what's the consistent things you should be doing, and perhaps you want some guidance of sort of mental input and sort of things you can be doing there, or maybe it's around environment, or maybe you just want to associate with real top billers who are literally smashing it, or you want some guidance on what top billers are doing in terms of sleep and exercise, simply send me a personal message and I'll get some information to you. Until next time, take care, take action, and be relentless.